Hoo-hoo. Oh yeah. Woo. Woo. Is that a Crunchyroll ad? No way, that's crazy. And we're live. Hey, what's up, B? Hey, what's up, Rude Quartz? That's early. I did say so. I did say so in the Discord. I did say I'm gonna be a little bit early today. Hey, what's up, iRules? Hey, what's up, Lil Pud? You two have the same profile picture. That's crazy. Hey, what's up, string of cursed text that I can't read? Awesome. Glad you're here. No, no, no. Bizarre Blitz, we already covered. We already covered the 2009 Honda Civic. If I'm not mistaken, that was the last roll that we covered in the previous stream, the previous roll review stream. It is absolutely rolls time. Hello, the best. The other me is here. Hello, Simoer Trooper. You're here too. Hello, Garrett. Hello, Chirb. Hello, SB. Hello, Liquid Magnesium. Hello, the True Try. Welcome, everyone. Well, welcome to Massacards roll review. Welcome back. As promised, I ate a nice lunch before I have started the stream, so I shouldn't get hungry. However, we do have a time limit today, and that is part of the reason why I started the stream a little bit early. And that's because a few good friends of mine are going to be coming over later, and we are going to play Deltarune. And I'm sorry, but Deltarune is very important, and I simply must play Deltarune. So, we're still gonna have a very, very long stream, I think. I mean, probably around 3 hours is my guess. So, I'm not going to waste too much time. We're just gonna get started. So yeah, I believe that last time we left off with the 2009 Honda Civic, which went straight into the joke tier. Yep, there it is. Your joke is funny, Zoom. Appreciate it. And this is the tier list here. It's a document because I do not want to make icons for all of these and put them on tier maker. Could you activate dark mode? I don't know how. It's Google Docs. It doesn't have a dark mode. You're taking too long. Hurry up or you'll never finish. This document is so long. It's 184 pages. But yeah, I am going to get started. A lot of you are returning characters here, so I know that you know what this is all about. I have the Massacards box next to me just in case we need it, but I am going to get started, and I'm going to try and go a little bit faster than last time. I say that, I know I probably won't, but you know what? Whatever. The Peacemaker. Oh, right. So the Peacemaker was part of a custom alignment that Sci made. I remember that. I'm probably gonna have to see what that alignment Peacemaker, the Peacemaker alignment actually is. Peacemakers here. Roles with this alignment have the redeem the killer objective that wins if the killer's alignment changes to innocent or dark innocent. Okay. Good to know, just because we're dealing with a custom alignment here. So yeah, so they have that custom objective with their alignment. And they have a dark ability to change someone's ability to innocent and locks their dark abilities. So when you're dealing with a custom alignment, they definitely need to have a gimmick. And this alignment definitely has a gimmick. Just going over the alignment in general, I do think that it might clash a little bit with the innocent and dark innocent objectives, the kill the killer objective specifically. Um, like if I'm assuming that they would have to change the killer's alignment before the killer gets killed. I guess the real question is, does this objective end the game? If this does end the game, then yeah, that would probably clash a little bit too much with the innocent and dark innocent alignments. However, if this was like the non-alignment where they're completing their objective didn't immediately end the game, then I don't think it would be too much of a problem. However, I do think this would be quite a difficult alignment to make rolls for. Um, as for the ability of this roll itself, so changing someone's ability to innocent, I'm assuming that that's alignment to innocent because there is no default innocent ability. But so let's just assume, for the sake of argument here, that this is converting someone's alignment to innocent and locking their dark abilities. Um, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I know I'm taking a long time on this one, but I had to discuss the alignment because there's a few with this alignment right after this. I'm not the biggest fan of just like straight up disabling someone's dark abilities in this case because like I don't see the reason why. Like why not let someone with the innocent alignment continue to use dark abilities in some way? Like maybe have some text on the card that says you, or just maybe have it convert them to dark innocent. Honestly, have it say like change someone's alignment to dark innocent and they can, still use their abilities like normal. You wouldn't even need that text at all. You could, this whole ability could just be change someone's alignment to dark innocent. Like it's probably a dark ability that's give your card bleebity bleebity. um yeah, but like just locking out the dark abilities for seemingly no reason, I'm not the biggest fan of in this case, just because there doesn't seem to be a reason for it. I'm going to put it in the. I'm going to put it in mid. I think I'm going to put it in mid. Peacemaker by Sci-I. Moving on. So continuing with the Peacemaker. You're taking Tutu? I am not taking Tutu. I hope you like listening to me ramble because that's what this entire stream is going to be, okay? So with the same Peacemaker alignment, we have the Anti-Killer. So the Anti-Killer prevents the Slaughterer from killing and can revive a player. This can only be used once. So we don't even know what kind of ability this is, but judging by the way that it's laid out, it would have to be a light or a dark. It could not be a passive. Um, Most likely a dark. I don't know how this would work necessarily. Prevents the slaughterer from killing. That's kind of really specific. Like having a role that just specifically targets another role in this way, and it's also another like ability deactivation thing, which doesn't seem to have a real reason behind it. Like why the slaughterer specifically? If the peacemakers are against the killer and by proxy the murderous alignment, um why is the slaughterer being targeted here? The slaughterer is a part of the nun alignment. um the reviving a player is interesting. Will I be streaming Deltarune? Absolutely not. I kind of want to keep that a little bit sacred, I guess. I played Undertale back in 2016, and I played chapter 1 and 2 with my friends, these same friends, and we all have a good time together. Maybe some other time I'll do an Undertale or Deltarune stream just for you guys specifically, because it is Undertale's my favorite game of all time, and Deltarune might surpass that eventually. But not today. Not today. Um, yeah, I think like we're reviving a player, but it's like which player. There's a lot of not specific things. It can only be used once. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, but like revive a player, like do you choose the player? Which player is it? And then it's preventing the slaughterer specifically, who isn't even part of the murderous alignment. It just completely nullifying the slaughterer's entire gimmick. I'm a little bit iffy on this one. Imagine reviving the actor. It's happened. It's happened before. I'm going to put this one in needs work though, because it definitely does. There's things that it needs to clarify, but I think it definitely has potential. The ant it's all one word, anti-killer. By oops by Sci once again. And one more Peacemaker role from Sci the example. Not sure what the context is there. We have a passive ability. Players that kill you have their alignment changed to Peacemaker. Oh, okay. I kind of do like that. I mean, like conceptually, I do like it. uh, it's Massacards time. It's been long enough. We can talk about chapter 3, right? I mean, oh my god. um yeah, so conceptually I do like this ability, but I need to think about like in what instances would this be useful? Like does it have enough instances where this would be useful for it to benefit the Peacemaker alignment and the Peacemaker objective at the same time? Because I think well, the problem, okay, so it's a passive, right? So you can't control who kills you. But if someone does kill you that has an ability that would change someone else's alignment to innocent or dark innocent, which there aren't very many. I mean, like, I guess it would always be good to have like a more powerful role like the undead or something in your alignment just to like nullify threats, I guess. But there aren't many like I guess there aren't many roles where their whole thing is they have an ability to change someone to innocent or dark innocent. So like they might not be able to help the Peacemaker alignment very much unless it's just like for the sake of defense or for the sake of prolonging the game so that the Peacemakers can make their move. Um I think it could work. I just think it would probably need like maybe a couple roles that are from other alignments released alongside it to make it more viable in specific scenarios. But I do like the idea. How would they mechanically know they have to change their alignment? Oh. Yeah, no, that actually is a good point. There would probably have to be some extra text here that says um players that kill you, so yeah, players that kill you have their alignment changed to Peacemaker, and then have it say something like, when you are killed, reveal this card, or something like that. It definitely does need text like that, because it does need a way for the player to know what's going on there. Um, but then it would be public information as well. It would be public information that at least someone has changed into the Peacemaker role. Potentially multiple people, assuming that multiple people could kill the example during the lights out phase, during the same lights out phase, and then now all of a sudden multiple people are Peacemakers. That's kind of a cool play. Maybe trying to mask yourself as a role that wants to be killed, something like the Spectre or the Ghost, even. That could be honestly a pretty good play. In fact, I think the Ghost is probably one of the best things for the example uh, to get. Although the problem with that is the ghost themselves doesn't have a kill ability. So again, it's very situational, and I think it needs something more. It needs like more adjacent roles with it, or um it needs another ability that does something just to help it out. Um but I do think it's I do think that it is mid. I think it's mid. It's in that same vein as like the liar is. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh yeah, it's so situational that like it's bad. Like bad and like it's hard to win at with this character sort of thing. Um I'll never stop dunking on the liar and how not fun it is. Oops. Um, all right, moving on. Something that is not part of the Peacemaker alignment. Now we have the Likeminded, which is part of the non-alignment, and they were made by Zoom. Welcome back, Zoom. So they have the unknown objective. So it's implied that their objective will change or be known later in the game at some point. And they have a light ability to play their card to privately reveal the objectives of the player to your left, and you gain their objectives. Uh huh. Okay. Hmm. So it's a light ability, which by default is public, right? Like, so you play it, like you play this card. Now everyone knows that you are gaining an objective from the player to your left. The player to your left like probably like whispers or maybe sends you a text or something like this is my objective, and you gain their objective. I think that's pretty fun. I think that's a pretty fun one. I mean, like any of the non-alignment ones are going to be like pretty rough to get, I feel like. Except for like the relatively easy ones like Fool or Usurper or something like that. Um yeah, imagine getting the antagonizer. Exactly, that would be crazy. That would be actually wild because like if the person to your left is the antagonizer and you get the antagonizer objective, the antagonize objective, I mean, they know that you have the antagonize objective, so like are they going to reveal that they are the antagonizer to just make sure that they don't get killed for no reason because you're antagonizing them? Or like imagine this with like the Conqueror. Wouldn't that be funny? Like you're sitting next to the Conqueror, you play this, and you gain all of the Conqueror's objectives. That would be crazy. No, I do like the idea. I actually do like this one. This is one of those ones where like I feel like something could go wrong. And I'm not quite sure what yet. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna open my box of Massacards here, and I'm gonna just gonna take a look at the rules, specifically to view all of the objectives that they could possibly gain, just to double check here. So, okay, so already there is a problem. Um, the problem being the kill your target objective. Um, I'm assuming that the kill your target objective, it would have to specify that like it's the same target as the person to your left, right? Because like if it wasn't, then you would just have no target and then you would have no way to win. So I guess that would be something that this card would need to specify. Um Having the find the witness like so okay, if you do this and the killer is on your left, you would you gain a last stab? Like, would that be possible? Would- like, would you be able to gain a last stab so that you could potentially complete your find the witness objective? Or would you just be like completely useless in that moment? Like, that would be crazy. Um. Oh yeah, there's also the chance that you could just gain the unknown objective. Oh no, it does specify that you gain all of their objectives. So if the person you're sitting next to has a none or unknown objective, I should say, then you would get whatever their thing could potentially transform into as well. Last Stab is not an ability, you should know this. I understand that, but that's not what this card is about. It's about gaining the objectives, right? And like Last Stab is not an ability, but like if they were to gain the Find Witness objective, does that imply that they gain the Last Stab? This is something that we've never encountered in the game, so it's like it'd probably have to be a new rule just for it. I'd have to clarify it. Um there are a few that would be pretty like good to get. I feel like defending the witness or dying is like a good one. Um Uh-huh. Yeah, so like the masochism one, that would not be a good one to get. Masochism objective, you win and you reveal the role of another player. And if they you win if you reveal the role of another player and they have a gun or bladed weapon in their art. You have no way to do that, presumably, so you would lose immediately there. Um the fake it one would be fun. Fake it objective would be kind of silly. Prophesize. Oh no, you cannot complete the prophesize objective. Oh jeez. Yeah, it's not ideal. There are a few issues with this one, but I do like it a lot. I do enjoy it. I am going to put it in needs work because it does need work. It needs more to it. Um the Like-Minded by Zoom. I am putting it in needs work just because it does need work. It needs more like specific text to say like what happens with all of these different objectives. Oh yeah, choke also breaks. Yeah. I mean like there's a few objectives that just need clarifications or maybe just have text that says if you gain any of these objectives, gain this objective instead, sort of thing. Like it just needs something a little to clarify, but I do like the idea. I am a fan of the idea. Um why do I have question marks after all of these? Oh yeah, because like these are like placeholder names. Like all of them are placeholder names in my mind because I'd have to change them all almost. There's a few probably not, but I don't know. Up next is the Retributionist. They are an innocent role by LF. Welcome back, LF. They have a light ability to pick a dead player. They can use their light ability this round. Oh. Okay, so picking a dead player specifically. I like this. I actually like this a lot because light abilities you can't use them if you're dead unless it specifically says like this is an ability that you can use post death. Um so like if you are dead and you didn't get to use your light ability, like say that you are the vigilante. If you're the vigilante and you didn't get to like shoot someone but now you're dead and you might have more clues as to who it is, then like you could just play this on them assuming that you know who the vigilante is and then they would get a chance to do that. Also with the wording of this card, there's a chance that this might be a way to duplicate a light ability, which is something that's pretty rare in Massacards. It does rely on you knowing who the dead player is, absolutely. Um, but what about this? So say that like the vigilante has already used their shot, right? And then they die. And then you know who the vigilante is because the vigilante used their ability. Then you use this on them, and then they can use the shot again, even though they're dead. Like I feel like that could be pretty cool. Yeah, it would have to be a little more specific in the text for that specifically to work. But I see potential. I see potential in this one. Very simple, but I think like rules as written here, like very situational. But with just like a couple of tweaks in the wording here, I think that this could actually be not only a very strategic role, but also a very powerful role. It already could be pretty powerful as is, but it's just going based off of the odds. Um, I kind of want to put that in good. I want to put that in good. So Retributionist by LF. Is there three L's? Yes. I got it right. Does it let them use it again? Yeah, I mean, like I said, it would have to be a couple it'd have to be a couple tweaks in the wording there, but I feel like that if this card gave players a second chance with certain light abilities, that it could be pretty darn good. Pretty darn powerful as well. Oh boy, hot potato. I'm assuming that this is a quote unquote hot potato roll. I can already see it down here. Hot Potato, the Dark Innocent by Action Guy 777. They have a dark ability. Give your roll card and it can be given again. Light ability. Explode the card, killing anyone holding it. So this is a joke, right? Like, does this person know what they have done here? So I mean, like, I could see this being very situationally useful, like beyond situationally useful. But for the most part, this is just going to be a card that gets passed around forever with essentially no consequence. The only consequence being that when you're passing this card, you're not going to be able to use another ability during that lights out phase, right? Similar to the Cursed and the Con Man, right? Or Con Artist, sorry. Um like I don't think this one has a lot of use. I feel like this is a joke. It seems like a joke because like the person holding it will just die and that's it. It's like it's kind of just like the frail but with extra steps, you know? This is like the turn anyone into the frail inator. And like what if the fool gets this? If the fool gets this, I would assume what would have to happen is that the original hot potato would die as well. Uh it seems kind of jokey. Yeah, this seems like a joke. It seems like it seems like frail with extra steps. I'm gonna put it in your joke is funny because I believe that's what it is. Hot potato, action guy, 777. There we go. Moving on, we have name. Name, part of the nun alignment by my mine dine zatale. Mine does beebity beebity 886. Um, so the objective is to die. Okay, we know that one. The light ability, play your card and point. So choose a player. If that player is the killer or the witness, they reveal their roll card. If not, you die and you take your roll card back. This can only be used during round 1 and 2. Let me think about this. Um, man, so if your objective is to die and you have this ability, I feel like it's going to be pretty darn easy for you to win. This seems like almost a I mean this is like a disruptor role for sure. This is a role that is meant to disrupt the game, especially since this ability can only be used during round 1 and 2, it is absolutely in your best interest to use your roll like immediately. Or like maybe at the end of round 2, maybe, because then you would have more information to know who's who. But it seems like, I mean, especially with larger games, like this role is really easy to win as, because it's would be because it would be really easy to die. It would be really easy to die with this role. Um, but the main thing about this is that it reveals the killer or the witness potentially. And I know that's like not the goal of this ability. Like you're not trying to, because if it's not the killer or the witness, you die, right? And that's what you want. So you want to not find the killer or the witness. But there's still a chance that you will, and it's a pretty big chance considering like a lot of the times in the first round no role information occurs a lot of the time. And in round 2, like there's a chance that the same thing might happen again, and like if you might only find out like one person's role during round 2, and like I don't know, it seems pretty RNG heavy, I guess, like you're just making a guess. Even if they don't win, the whole game ends soon. Yeah, you're right. That's the problem. Because if this reveals the witness in round 1 or 2, right? That's game over. It's game over unless like killer gets their alignment changed. Like there's no reason for them to ah it might break the game a little bit. I mean, I could see like scenarios where this could work. Like if you have a specific build of roles that is built around the name, then maybe. But I don't know. It seems a little broken. Especially, I mean, if it reveals the killer too, like it's over. Like the game is over. Like the killer is going to get killed. And if you reveal the witness, the killer has already won. So this is basically just like the game ends during round 1 or 2 or not, and you lose. But you don't even need to play this ability. You don't even need this. That's the thing, because you can die by like any other means. Ah, I think I'm gonna have to put it. I mean, it's not broken. It mechanically works, but I think it needs work. No, yeah, I do think it needs work. It needs work to for balance reasons. It needs work. It needs some more specific things going on, I think. Are games with all alignments balanced? Oh, hi Orange. Good to see you. I have yet to be able to round up a big enough group of people where, or to build a scenario, I guess, where like having all alignments present would be a thing. Like, because a lot of the time, okay, so for sure having innocent, dark innocent, murderous, neutral, and none, that works perfectly fine. And you can throw undead or hungry in there separately, and it'll work fine. It's when you have hungry and undead at the same time where issues are kind of like bound to happen, because now there are effectively 4 teams, and you probably need max player count if you're going to try and do 4 teams, and even then it's a really chaotic game. It's a pretty chaotic game. I could see it working out, but I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend having hungry and undead at the same time, just because it's too much for the innocent team to deal with. I feel like the innocent team would be at a absolutely major disadvantage if you had both at the same time. But um I'm not going to let that stop you though, because this game is ultimately customizable, so you can do whatever you want. I would say give it a try, but in my experience, you probably want to just keep hungry and undead separate, But the rest of them can gel together, no problem. Absolutely no problem. Up next, we have the director, non-alignment by Sci-Eye. Welcome back. New objective. Two other objectives of other players must be completed. Dark is body swapper ability. Okay. So body swapper, that's the one that just swaps the bodies of two people. So yeah. But it's a dark ability this time. Interesting. I'm assuming it would just function the same. It would just trigger at the beginning of the round, and it would be anonymous uh, who the director is in this case because it's a dark ability. Um, but yeah, so two other objectives of other players must be completed. Uh, I feel like that would be pretty easy to do. Um, two other objectives of other players. That's really easy to do. The killer has like three objectives. The killer has three objectives, and if they complete two of those, like this new objective is fulfilled. Um, and I see what like they're trying to get at with the body swapper ability, because like if you swap bodies, then like perhaps there's some shenanigans that can be done to ensure that multiple objectives are completed, I guess. Um, but in general, I feel like that objective might be a little too easy. I mean, especially with killer just existing. I think that yeah, I think it would have to be like I almost want to say it would have to be three. Like it would have to be three different objectives. So it would have to be like killer, because killer probably won't get all three of their objectives at the same time. Um so like say killer gets two and then you would need a third. So maybe like have like a neutral alignment player win instead, like with them, like with the murderous alignment or something. If you were trying to win with like the innocence on this one, like good luck. I don't think you're gonna. And like if there's an undead in here, like that's not gonna go well. Chances are, because like you might just become undead, or like and like if everyone else becomes undead except for you and the game ends or something like that, then only one objective is completed. I don't know. I think there's two sides to that coin, I guess. I do like the concept though. Just wanting other people to win in different ways. I do like the idea. Perhaps a different ability that's better suited for this new objective could be good. I'm going to put it in good. I am going to put it in good. I think it is good. Um, it could probably use just a couple of tweaks to just to iron it out a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do games with hungry undead and none roll with conquer enemies work? Yeah. They can. It would be over very quickly. It's basically just a race to see who could kill the most people fastest, or if like you can overwhelm the others. But in that at that point, I feel like yeah, innocence would be at a huge disadvantage, like I said. But it could work. It depends on your scenario. uh, you can win with innocent rolls if you include spellcaster. True. That's one role that I forget about sometimes. Spellcaster, my boy. Moving on, we have the Insomniac. The Insomniac by Mysterium. Mysterium. Whoa. The hit board game Mysterium. Insomniac is murderous. They have a new objective to be the last one standing. Uh-oh. Passive. They can wake up during any lights out, but can only choose one per round. And they have a light ability to guess the role of every player, and if you're right, everyone dies, and if you're wrong, you die. Oh, I don't know about this one, Chad. So, first of all, this new objective is very contradictory of the murderous alignment, just in general. You can't be the last one standing if you're not the killer and you're part of the murderous alignment. You can't, because the game will already be over. If if you're the last one standing, then that means that the killer is dead and the game has already ended, right? Like it's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. So this objective would probably just have to go or be changed to something else. This passive ability is insanely powerful for the murderous alignment to have access to. Even if it isn't the killer themselves, just having a murderous alignment member that can look into any lights out phase, like any lights out phase at all, like no, that's really really powerful. I mean, sure, you could. The best thing to do would probably just to be looking into the private eye portion of the lights out, like the stalker does. But that's what the stalker does. That's the point of the stalker. So and then the light with this is an insane gambit. The difficulty of this ability actually changes depending on how many players you have. um like say you had 13 players. Imagine trying to guess the role of every single player. Imagine trying to do this with random role selection on. Like, are you for real? I think that light ability would probably have to be nerfed a little bit. Nerfed as in, like, it would probably have to be easier to complete. Maybe guessing the roles of, like, three other players or four other players or something like that. I think it'd probably have to be four, maybe. But even still, that's a wild one. And if you're right, everyone dies, then that means that the killer dies too, and you die. If I'm assuming what this is supposed to mean is that by everyone dying, it means everyone but you, or everyone but you and the killer, maybe, or something. But with this implication, this would just be a bees win situation, I think. I mean, it would be a conquer enemies for the murderous alignment, but the killer would also die at the same ability, so like that's probably a bees win. Um, and if you're wrong, you die. Yikes. Hey Luke, were you ever gonna make a video of Massacards gameplay? Yeah, Zombie. Thank you for asking. Um, so I made a post about this a little bit ago, but so starting this weekend, on either Friday or Saturday, I plan on starting to upload the Massacards roll videos that need edits in quick succession, and then the gameplay videos will shortly follow. I mean, not the gameplay, the game mode videos will shortly follow. And then I have one more Massacards video that I need to make, and then the gameplay videos will happen. But it's all going to be happening pretty quick here. Imagine with Anomaly. Oh, true. Yeah. I mean, like, Anomaly throws a wrench in this ability completely. This one, I'm gonna put Insomniac in absolutely it's broken. um that's because it is. It absolutely is broken. I'm sorry, but it is. That thing is broken. Arsonist. I'm gonna assume that's spelled correctly. Arsonist by Click Truck. They have the survive objective, but we don't know what. Wait, we don't know what their alignment is. Is that just unknown alignment? I'm guessing it must be in this case. Survive objective. Light. Make another player reveal their role without activating abilities that trigger when a role is revealed. What's the point? What's the point of this? I'm wondering like what's actually going on here, because why do you have the survive objective? Like, why does this ability do what it does when you are an unknown objective? Why is it called the Arsonist? This ability is so specific. Make another player reveal their role without activating abilities that trigger when a role is revealed. That's really specific. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like the layout of the way that this role was made. I don't really get it, I guess. I feel like there's like a lack of direction here, I guess. So I don't know. I'm gonna there's not much to say about that one. It's not broken, but like it definitely needs work. I'm gonna put it in Arsonist in a needs work tier. That one definitely needs work. Click truck. Pretty sure that was a YouTube comment one, because this one has like 4 digits after the name. Up next, we have the Mind Gamer, which is a murderous role by Sci-I. So they have the conquer enemies objective and the find witness objective. Interesting. Interesting. Does this imply does this imply that they too get to find someone? They get to choose someone. They get a last stab, so to speak. They have a dark ability that changes someone's objective to die. If they already have die, you die. What's the point? Oh, hey, Sai. Welcome to the chat. I'm on one of your roles right now. So, like, this objective doesn't really benefit the objectives of this one. I mean, okay, so like how many roles are there that actually have the objective that is die? There are not many. I mean, I know for sure fool and suspicious, right? Um like it's fool and suspicious, like they have the die ability. So like this part of the ability probably wouldn't get used very much, like at all, maybe. Um and then so the dark, I'm assuming you have to give this card and then change someone's objective to die. Oh yeah, but if you change someone's objective to die, and then if they have die, you die, how do you know that you die? Like, do they have to say? I'm assuming there would have to be some extra text that says, if you already have the die objective, state it out loud, and then the person who gave it to you, the mind gamer, would die, right? Um, so, uh, yeah, but changing someone's objective to die, I don't see how this ability really helps this extra thing that the mind gamer has going on, where they have the find the witness objective as well. And again, the question gets brought up of like, if someone gains the find witness objective in some way, does that imply that they get a last stab or not? I don't know. It's an interesting one. I don't know if it needs this ability at all. I feel like it could even just be interesting enough to have, like, honestly, just this on its own. This on its own is interesting enough, assuming that the find witness objective gives the mind gamer a last stab. You know, I think that's, yeah. That in itself is interesting enough, and this doesn't really benefit it. Back then, I didn't realize Find Witness was killer exclusive. Yeah, we're pretty far back in the past right now. I don't blame you. Um, I don't blame you for not having a full grasp of the game yet, because like this is very early on. Um, I'm putting it in mid right now because I do like the idea. I do like the idea. DVD DVD. Moving on, we have the Cleric. The Cleric by Greg is Cool. They are part of the non-alignment. They have a new objective: have nobody die during a lights out phase. And they have a light kill, okay? And they have a passive where they cannot be infected. Ooh. I don't know about that. I don't like this. I don't like this passive. Why does it have this passive? What does this passive have to do with the objective? That's another mismatch there. The theme doesn't seem to match up very well. Passive cannot be infected really has the potential to break the undead alignment wide open. I mean, you basically need a bioweapon in here, just or someone else to get rid of the cleric in some way to kill the cleric, just so that the undead could win, which is totally doable, but it's a little iffy. The light kill I don't have a problem with at all. That's totally standard. Um, and this objective is interesting, but this might be another one where that I think it might be too easy. Because I mean, in essentially every game that I've played, there have been rounds where nobody dies, right? I think the killer is less likely to go on a murderous rampage than they are to go on a murderous rampage. Sometimes it is the strategy. Like there are definitely some scenarios where like the killer will just kill someone once per night and that's it, you know? But a lot of the time, like if you're especially if you're playing with random role selection, the killer will not be that bold and they will just not kill someone, right? So unless you have someone like Slaughterer or like some other role that's similar to that likes killing, like Maniac maybe, um this would be a very easy objective to fulfill. Almost guaranteed, essentially. I seriously don't think I have encountered a game where we haven't had a round where someone doesn't die. Hey Massacre, can you play 32 colored Uno in another video? That video got really popular. I might have to. um yeah, it seems like people enjoyed that video. I might have to do another one. Or I'll do a different Uno version because there are tons of Uno versions out there. Um but yeah, I think that the objective is too easy, and I think that this passive is not it. But other than that, it's good. I think I am going to have to put it in It's Broken because it does break the undead alignment a little bit. Just a little bit, but it could be fixed, I think. All of these could be fixed. All of these could be fixed if you just work on them a little bit, you know? No good roll is made in one day. Remember this, chat. No good roll is made in a single day. Up next, the author. This is another roll by Greg is Cool. They are innocent, and they have survive. They have survive. Interesting. So I'm assuming that because they're innocent, they have kill the killer and survive, like kill the killer as well as survive, which isn't unheard of. There are definitely innocent roles that have that. Um, and they have a passive. If you're killed, instead reveal your card and change your alignment and objectives to murderous ones. Okay, so Just a straight up alignment change to murderous. Okay. And then they have a dark kill, but you must be murderous. Light. Look at one clue card from every player. Must be innocent. Okay. Okay. So while you're innocent, you can use look at one clue card from every player. That seems insanely powerful. Hmm. Oh, okay, so this really reminds me of the Defector, actually, because like this is kind of what the Defector does, where like they're killed and then they can come back to life and change their alignment to murderous specifically, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's actually exactly what it does. That's very much Defector coded. Um, but then they have a kill that they can use. This is Defector. Like this whole thing is Defector. This extra survive objective is not. Um, but this is too powerful. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I'm not the biggest fan of this because it's too powerful, and I'm not the biggest fan of this because it's literally just Defector, but again, and they're not Dark Innocent or whatever. Also, this is an innocent role with a dark ability. Let's just talk about that real quick. I mean, I know they changed to murderous, but it's funny. Um, and they have the double objective. Like it's different enough where like it's not the same gimmick as Defector, but it's very similar. But this ability is too overpowered. And if you were to get rid of this ability, it would just be like a very slightly different Defector. So I'm gonna say probably it's broken. I mean, it's broken as written because that light ability is really insane. Um, yeah, that light ability is too powerful. Author, for obvious reasons too, right? I mean, like the whole point is that like the the whole point is that clue cards generally get revealed very slowly throughout the game, right? And when you reveal, I mean, like even though it's only one person who knows it, like now you know that that person is the author as well. So you have a guaranteed innocent and you have them knowing one clue card from every player. Like that's crazy. Why are we taught what when did the chat get on blue 3.5 again? Gosh, y'all. um 32 color Massacards. Rude Quartz, I hate to break this to you, but there are over 200 colors in Massacards. Moving on, we have the Elder. They are an innocent role also by Greg. Um, your role and clues are immediately revealed. Whoa. Okay. You die after the third round. If you're killed, the innocents win. What? No way, dude. No, what is this? This is the most broken roll I've ever seen. So, you reveal your cards immediately. Everyone knows what you are. You die after the third round. But if you're killed, the innocents win. So, really, all that needs to happen is the private eye needs to shoot you and the innocents win. This is the new game mode disguised as a role. Absolutely. But this is a game mode that the innocents will win every single time. There's no way. Like, the killer would basically just have to take a shot in the dark with their light to kill the private eye before the private eye can just immediately kill uh the elder. This is ridiculous. Absolutely broken. Sorry, Elder. Sorry, Greg. I'm really sorry, but your roles need some work for sure. Back to Psy Eye. Hello, Psy Eye. Bookworm, an innocent role. They have a light ability to reveal the clue cards of the two people next to the player who most recently died. Huh? Okay. I actually like this. I like this, but I do think that it is a little bit too powerful because that is, max of 6 clue cards that you're revealing, right? Um Max of 6 clue cards is probably too much. So maybe like revealing one clue card of the players that are sitting next to the player who most recently died. I think that would be good. Just changing it to be like one card from each of the two players. And then um having it be like a dark. I think changing this to a dark as well would also be beneficial. Having it be a dark so you give your card to someone and then from that point on, right? Like if that player dies, then the players on either side of them reveal one clue card, right? I think that would be a lot more strategic. And it would also not reveal an innocent role, which is beneficial to the innocent team. Overall, though, I do really like this idea. I like this idea here. I'm going to put that. I might put that in great. I might put that in great because I actually like that idea. First great of the day with the bookworm. Um, Bookworm by Sci-I. I like that concept so much. I really do. The first of many, or maybe there is already one that we covered before. I don't know. The amalgam. Greg, Greg, I believe in you, Greg. I know you can make a roll that functions. I believe in you. This is a hungry roll. Okay. They have a light ability to steal another player's roll card, and then you can use your abilities from either position at the table. Huh? And then they have a second light ability to reverse the turn order. I see. I see the bit now. And the passive is all of your positions get a turn, and all must be killed before you die. So this is a joke, right? I feel like this one is actually a joke because there isn't like a I mean there is a turn order, but it's the leader order. Like there are no turns, you know? There's no turns in Massacards. There is only just who is the leader at the moment. That's the only thing that even resembles the turn structure. So I feel like this is just a big reference to the amalgam, and that's it. I'm going to put it in your joke is funny. Your joke is very funny. Oh boy, you sure did reference the amalgam with that one, Greg. But I don't think that would work. I don't think that one would work. I'm going to take a very quick Gatorade sip. Here's some Gatorade ASMR for everyone. Ooh. Yes. Another Frost Glacier Cherry today. Very nice. So I actually tried the new Lightning Blast flavor of Gatorade recently, and I gotta say, it's really good. It's really good. I actually think it might be top 5 Gatorades for me now. Is it red 40? No, it's white. The Frost Glacier Cherry is white. And so is Lightning Blast, actually. So you know what? Those two, like the two white Gatorade flavors, are actually very good. I'm a huge fan of Lightning Blast. Then we're gonna take one more sip of. Gonna take one more sip of Frost Glacier Cherry. Moving on. Voodoo. Voodoo, non alignment by Sci-I. they have the die objective. We're familiar with that. We know how that one works. And they have a dark ability to link yourself to another person. If a dark ability is used on you, it happens to the person linked to you, and vice versa. This ability must be used every round. So is this a hot potato? Hmm. All right, so we have I'm assuming, I'm interpreting this, I guess, as a hot potato. Huh. I guess my main question is, does the dark ability get duplicated? Or does it just happen to the other person and not you? But if something happens to you, it only happens to the other person. Like, yeah, either way, very interesting actually. So like, and this is an ability that you must use every round. So like you're passing it every round. Um, hmm. I think the phrasing of this ability would probably have to be changed a little bit, assuming it is a hot potato roll. I mean, a hot potato ability. Because, like, if you link yourself with another person, would that link be permanent? Hmm. Or, like, if the link is permanent, hmm. If the link is permanent, does it create a new link when the thing is used again? So, like, say person one uses the ability on person two. Now person one and two are linked forever in theory, but now person two links themselves with person three, and now person two is linked with person one and three at the same time. But person two would not be linked to person four if person three used it on someone that wasn't person one or person two. Orange, I think you're right. I think this probably needs to wear off after a round, and I think that might be the intention with this hot potato, because that's how a lot of the hot potato thing works. Um, but I do like this idea of I almost think this would have to be a light ability. I think this would work better as a light ability, and here's why. Because there's like a pretty decent chance that like this ability might already be passed on, and then a dark ability is used on someone during that same lights out phase. You know what I mean? Um so like if it was a light ability though, so you publicly give it to someone, and now everyone knows that like these two players are linked. And then during the lights out phase, something occurs, and now both players are affected by that, right? And it would be a guarantee. And then that card would keep getting passed around, presumably until someone died with it in their hand. I do like the concept. This is a good spin on the hot potato. I'm gonna put it in good. Um, it's one of those things where like I definitely think it needs a couple of kinks ironed out, but I do think it would work. I do think that like it's a very neat spin on the hot potato mechanics. Gosh, I'm gonna take another. I don't want to get a math degree to play Massacards. It's okay. I didn't get a math degree to make Massacards, so if I can't make it, you won't have to worry. All right. Up next is the Trash Holder. None by Notna17. Not na business? They have a new objective for none. So you must hold three or more cards in your hand at the end of the game. If you hold the maximum possible cards in any given game, you win. What does that mean? What? What does this actually mean? I do not know what this means at all. I don't get that. What do you mean the hold the maximum amount of cards? In theory, in theory that could just be like infinite or all of the cards in the game if you're using things like philanthropist shenanigans and stuff like that. Like or like banker shenanigans hold the maximum possible cards. How would you determine that? Or is it like maximum amount of clue cards possible? If so, then it would just be 3. And so it's basically, please don't, you're begging people, please do not take me on investigations. I am the trash holder. Please. uh and then they have a dark ability, die. They have a dark ability to die, and then this accelerates the end of the game. What does that mean? That could mean multiple things. That could mean that the timer, if you're using a timer, has been shortened. Or it could also mean that like a round of the game has been removed from the end of the game. And your passive is your alignment cannot be changed. Unfortunately, that breaks the undead once again. I don't know what is going on with this roll. This is kind of ridiculous. And especially even so, even if let's say that it's you must hold 3 cards and that's it. Like forget all this maximum possible card thing, right? Forget that. Let's say it's just you must hold 3 cards, 3 or more in your hand at the end of the game. Um if you're playing in massacre mode, that becomes a lot easier to do, I think. With like the relic cards and stuff like that being in play and things like that. I don't know. This roll is a little bit of a mess. I'm gonna put it in it's broken because I think it's broken. I don't know what's going on. I do like the name though, the trash holder. That's pretty funny. Trash holder by Notna. Notna17. That's actually part of their username. There have been 16 other Notnas before now. If you hold every roll card that could be given to you, you win. But then you wouldn't even know, probably, unless you built like a whole scenario around giving cards to people. Like you'd have to end with like, say like con artist was in the game. Then what? You'd have to end the game with the con artist's card in your hand, so you win lose. Mm. Up next, the Baker. Dark Innocent roll by The Dead Craft. Ooh, it's like evil Minecraft. Dark ability. Give your card to another player. This can be given again. Okay, we have another hot potato. Passive. If you don't give the card away during the lights out phase, you die. So cursed so far. It's pretty cursed. Giving cursed vibes. Light. Kill another player and then die. You must be the baker and you must have already used your dark ability. Okay. Sure. So this is like cursed, but with an extra step. It's cursed, but there's more. Cursed, but it continues. So like this up until the light ability, this is all the cursed because this is what the cursed does. Like it forces you to give the card away, right? Or you die. And that's what happens. But with this light ability, it actually adds another layer to it. Another layer being that you get a kill. You gain a light kill. But your card needs to make it back to you. I don't think I don't think this is broken at all. I think this is actually a pretty good evolution on the cursed format. I mean the hot potato format in particular. But I actually like this a lot. There's the whole debate to be made about like, well, it's too similar to the cursed, blibbity blibbity. But like, I think that this fills a different niche because now this is a role that can kill someone. And like the whole point, like especially like if you're a murderous role, you do not want to give this card back to the baker. And I like that. I think there's strategy to be had, and I like it. I actually like mm, I might put it in worthy. I think I'm gonna put that in worthy. Yeah, I like it so much. I think we're gonna get the first worthy of the day. The first worthy one of the day. Thank you, the Dead Craft. Oops. For the very first worthy roll of the stream. What a monumental thing. We have 5 rolls in worthy right now. Couldn't the murderous rolls juggle between themselves? Absolutely, but if they're doing that, they are wasting their opportunities to use their own dark abilities. And they might need to use their own dark abilities, you know what I mean? Especially the killer, or like Massacre, if you're playing Massacre mode or with Massacre. I think it's reasonable to assume that they would have to abandon the Baker card at some point, just so they could do what they need to do during the lights out phase. Unless they want to risk losing, that is. I like it a lot. I think it's worthy. Uh, it could replace the curse roll. Yeah, maybe it's like a super cursed or something. Maybe it comes with a game mode. Who knows? So this next one um is a game mode roll. Anti-hero by Evolved Cactus. I'm putting it in game mode rolls right now because this is something that I'd have to look into later. Because I'm not going to like look at the game mode right now. But I will look at the roll for what it is without the game mode. Just to see if it mechanically works without the game mode. But I'm not going to be looking at the game mode during this stream. The anti-hero. They have the the maniac kill. The return of the maniac kill. No way. That's crazy. And then the passive. You can only use a second. Wait, you can use a second light ability this round, but every time you do, you must flip your card, and if it lands face down, you die. No. I think this is too powerful. An innocent with a reoccurring light, and they have a chance to double kill. I mean, they're risking their own life, but like they have a chance to have an innocent double kill, and they have a chance to be able to do that multiple times in a game. What? Oh wait, this is Evolved Cactus. Haha. No, you're right. You're right. I typed in Sai over here. Evolved Cactus is LF, isn't it? Aren't they the same person? Either way. Yep, yep. See, little Pud knows. Little Pud knows. I think this is too powerful, personally. I think this is way too powerful. Maybe it would make more sense in the context of the game mode, but like because you can use super rolls outside of game modes, if you were to use this, it would be too broken. This is too broken. It's far too powerful. So that one would go in broken tier. But like I said, maybe the game mode remedies that a little bit, but you need to remember that every game mode role needs to be able to function in a normal game as well. And if it doesn't, then we have a problem. Black hole. Black hole. Hungry alignment by Psi I. Oh my god. See, because I know the lore, right? Because I know the lore of Massacards and I know like how the hungry alignment be existing and stuff, to imagine a actual black hole in alignment with the rest of the hungry, I I think that would probably not be the best thing for the canon, but I don't know. I'd probably have to change the black hole's name to something else. Anyway, what's this ability? Dark. Anyone who used a dark this round dies. Cannot be used twice in a row. Eh. Um, it's pretty basic. It's kind of basic, isn't it? Like, this could be like a potential, like, you know, mega kill. Like, this could kill a lot of people at once. And because the black hole is part of the hungry alignment, none of them would get to use their abilities once this happened. And it cannot be used twice in a row, but it could be used multiple times. That seems a wee bit overpowered. I think that if this was a light ability or a one-time use dark ability, I could see it working a little bit more. But giving the hungry this kind of killing power is a little scary. How can you use it twice if it would kill you? It would! It would because you used the dark ability. Oh, okay. Well, that makes my job a lot easier then. It's broken. But it's also overpowered in like the in other contexts. It's broken. But I think it's funny. I think the black hole in the context of the lore is pretty funny. Sigh. Uh, okay, Greg. Now, Greg, I believe in you, Greg. Greg, you're gonna make one of the best rolls ever. Okay, you have the power, Greg. I know you can do it, and this is the one. I believe it. The medium, a dark innocent by Greg. Light ability. Reveal your role. In other words, just play the card. And all dead innocents and dark innocents reveal their role as well. Whoa. Okay. Uh-huh. And then dark ability can only be used after the light ability. Mini lights out phase where a dead murderous roll gives you their card, and you can use its dark abilities. No. No, Greg. This is ridiculous. This right here. I mean, like the potential of this is to reveal so many roles at once, and that's not good. That's not good for the innocent or dark innocent team to be able to do. Greg, I had money riding on this. My kids will never make it to college. uh, you know what? Okay, Rude Quartz, you're definitely onto something. Let's just hypothetically say that the light ability doesn't exist, and instead it's just this dark. At after so it's just this part of the dark mini lights out phase where a dead murderous roll gives you their card, you can use its dark abilities. There we go. That by itself, I do like it. I think that's the way to go with it. Like, for one, you need to know that a murderous alignment is dead, right? And like successfully pulling that off would be very lucky and also very powerful potentially. Think of things like the Ripper, and think of things like um just think of all of the powerful murderous roles like illusionist. Think of the Lurker. Think of the Wrecker. Like there's a lot of really good abilities that you could get by stealing them from a murderess. I think you should make a sort of good with a cut tier. I mean, I think that just generally falls into needs work. Needs work in general. Uh, maybe I should. I'm not gonna go back though. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go back, but um I will make a tier. You know what? I'll make a new tier. Uh I'm gonna call it part of this is good. Part of this is good, and I am going to put the medium by Greg is cool in here. Because part of it is good. Going back would be a chore. Absolutely. 11 days later, that's like 5 streams. We one more chance. What are you talking about? Chat, I saved Greg. Yeah, Greg finally made it out of the Greg made it out of It's Broken. Good job, Greg. Okay, up next we got The Crazy. The Crazy by Psy-Eye, a murderous role. So they once again have conquer and find witness objective. Kill a random player? No. We have 2 abilities that are kill a random player. That actually goes in does not fit because there is no way to reasonably select a random player. There's no dice in Massacards. So it just doesn't quite fit with the format. And I know that like there'd be a lot of potential. There'd be a lot of potential for like adding just like a D6 or something into Massacards just for the sake of random types of effects and abilities and things like that. But I like how clean Massacards is with I like how clean Massacards is with just its cards and the instructions and nothing else. Oh, y'all love gambling. I love gambling too. I'm really lucky when it comes to board games a lot of the time. But it's just not quite fitting for Massacards. So I'm putting it in does not fit. That's an easy one. Aw, dang it. Today's lesson. Keep gambling. Up next, we have the damaged. Next up, we have the damaged. A hungry alignment by Notna. So they have a light kill, which can only be used if passive 1 happens. Oh boy, there are 3 passives. Just noticed that. So passive 1, if you die, reveal your roll card. So if you die, you can kill someone. Okay. I mean, or no, if you reveal your roll card with passive 1, then you can kill someone. Passive 2, if you die and your roll card is revealed, you can reveal a clue card to prevent dying. If all of your clue cards are revealed, you die. This person has Like, this roll has 4 lives, effectively. That's crazy. Passive 3, instead of opening your eyes during Hungry Lights Out, you just point at yourself. 5 lives. Yeah. Yeah, because what? Yeah, because one of them is revealing your roll card, and then you have the lives that your clue cards give you, plus your normal life. So that is 5 lives. That's insane. That's insane. Like all that for 1 kill. Why would you do this? What's passive 3 all about? Like everyone is going to know who you are relatively quickly, I feel like. Cuz if you die, like everyone knows who you are. I guess this is just like for the early game so that the hungry knows who you are without you opening your eyes. So the whole gimmick, I guess, is you don't know who your own teammates are if you have any. And this is wild. this is I think this is once again a little overpowered. I don't think that any role should have access to 5 lives like that. That is ridiculous. I mean, I suppose the strategy would be to just, bring the damaged onto as many investigations as possible to minimize the lives that they have. But even still, that's a tall ask for the innocent alignment to deal with. I mean, but and then even then, all that for just 1 kill, basically, for just 1 kill, and it's a light kill, so everyone knows what's going on. I'm putting it in it's broken because no one should have that many lives. Absolutely, no one should have that many lives. The damaged. Not nah. Sorry, not nah. Zoom. We have Zoom, another Zoom. Number 90 on the document. The Rotten. Undead by Zoom. Passive. If you're killed by a hungry player, you gotta give your card to that player, and they're now a Rotten. Okay. So an undead that is meant to directly counter hungry. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Especially since that multiplies the rotten in a way. Because, like, yeah, I mean, it makes the hungry player the rotten. They become the rotten. And now you're just a dead rotten on the floor right now. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know how this would work. I guess. I mean it functions, don't get me wrong, but for balance reasons, I don't know how this would work. This would have to be something that would probably have to be play tested. Um Specifically play tested like with hungry and undead in the same game, which is not a very common occurrence. I'll put it in mid. I'm putting it in mid. Just because I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure what's going on with that one. It's interesting, but I don't know for sure. Mindbender. Mindbender is murderous, and they are by Elef. They got to conquer and survive. So it's just a murderous, but they also have the survive objective as well. And they have a dark ability. Show your roll card to another player. They can't use dark abilities unless another role interacts with them. And this can be used twice. And the light ability is to kill, can only be used after using the dark twice. I think this is broken. I'm pretty sure this is just mechanically broken. Because when you say show your roll card to another player, you can't really do that during the lights out phase. I don't get it. Like this would have to be a give your card, a dark ability sort of thing. And so like you give your card to that person, they can't use dark abilities, but now like it says that this can be used twice, but now you don't have the card to give it a second time. So that won't work, I'm afraid. Sorry. That one's broken. Mindbender is broken. Mindbender. Up next, we have the Superstitious. We don't even know anything about it at all. Sorry, Elliot. It's broken because it literally has nothing going on with it. Superstitious. I'm just gonna copy that username. Why do I even have this down? Like, what did they type? What did they type that prompted me to put this on my list? There's literally no information. Immediate worthy tier. What do you mean? Rigged. Okay, Doug Watcher, I see you. Up next, Oppressor, Murderous by LF. They must conquer and survive. Familiar. Murderous with the survive objective. Okay. Light. No abilities can be used this round. And it's pretty similar to a couple of roles that are already present in the game. I mean, like, it definitely functions. It definitely functions, but it's a little on the boring side, mechanically speaking. Yeah, I'm not feeling that one. I'm there's not much to say about it, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm putting it in mid because I mean it definitely functions, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. It's a little on the boring side, and like the abilities that nullify other abilities, we can't have too many of them, you know? That's something that we can't have too many of in the game total. Oh my gosh, a little pud. You have a role in here. That's crazy. Crier. The is that a reference to the town Crier from Blood on the Clock Tower? What? Uh so the Crier is neutral and they have a dark ability, so you place your roll card in the center face up. You're immune to any abilities used on you during the next lights out. I see. Okay. So yeah, like oh, it's during the next lights out. Oh, I see. So you have to it's like gambling? Cuz like so you place your card during the lights out phase that you're currently in, and then the next lights out phase you're immune to everything. But that doesn't mean that you're immune to stuff during the lights out phase that you place this. So you need to like prematurely place this if you think something bad is going to happen that would affect your neutral win, so to speak. Perhaps like yeah, like nullifying everyone's abilities against you during the next lights out is pretty good for a neutral role. If you think that, like, as I say, the murderous roles suspect you, um, like, yeah, if the murderous roles suspect you of being something that you're not, this is a way to sort of well, to not only prove that you're neutral, but also prevent any abilities from being used on you so that you don't die. So that you don't die and you can complete your neutral objective. It's pretty good. And this is also another very good bargaining chip role. I could see this bargaining chip being used specifically to, like, maybe even kill someone with the cursed card. That would be funny. You're basically able to talk freely one round unless you are light killed or are already dead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's definitely some shenanigans here. It definitely functions. It's it's good. I think I might put this in great, actually. I think this fits the neutral role. I mean, the neutral alignment pretty well. Good bargaining chip. I'm putting it in great. I am putting it straight into great. Good job. Good job, little pud. That's a good one. Oops. That's a good one. Up next. Up next we have I'm taking a sip of my Gatorade. I thought about it for a second. Oh. Up next is the infant. You've heard of the child. You've heard of the frail. Now get ready for the infant. An innocent role by Pigeon or Pigeon. I don't know. Pigeon. Light. Chew on a card of your choice and return the card to the player when you're done. There we go. Okay, moving on to the pay to win. Pay to win is a nun roll by Hello, my name is Joe. New objective is pay $100 and they don't have any abilities. All right. Moving on. we have we have the martyr. The martyr is an innocent role by LF, and they have a light ability. If a player is being targeted by a kill ability, play this card to die instead. Huh? Why? Hmm. I suppose this is a little weird for the lights out phase. This is a little strange because, like, would you be able to play this after the lights out phase had concluded and, like, before, like, multiple portions of the lights out phase? I mean, like, after multiple portions of the lights out phase have already completely concluded, and then you get to play this and then you die instead of that person? Or does it have to be like someone is targeting someone with a light ability that kills them, and then you can play this to not have that happen immediately after it, right? Like, I feel like the light interpretation of this card is pretty clean and it's good. But like, the dark portion is where it gets a little iffy for me. It's a little mechanically strange. Um yeah, this is a light ability, but like, could you use it at the start of a new round, assuming someone died during the lights out, right? That's my question. I think this one needs work. I think it I think it needs work, but I think it needs some clarifications in there. I think it just needs clarifications for what specifically happens during lights out phases, if this can even be used during lights out phases. Um oops. That's how you spell martyr, right? I've never had to type out the word martyr before, I don't think. um Bro, what do you mean lights out phase? What do I mean? It's a legitimate question. If a player is targeted by a kill ability, you play this card to die instead. There are kill abilities that take place during the lights out, and it's like if you can play this card after a kill to nullify a kill and instead have it target you, could you do the same at the top of a new round? It's a logical question. It needs a clarification time. A player isn't targeted for lights out deaths, though. They are given a card and then die. How is that not targeting someone for death? Either you tap someone on the hand, like if you tap someone on the hand and that's you using your kill ability to target someone to kill them. If you give someone a card that kills them, that is an ability that is targeting someone to kill them. Thank you, Orange. The phrasing would imply it's any time. Absolutely. Thank you, Orange. Appreciate you. Zombie, thank you for the $2. Would you say Martyr needs some clarification time? Absolutely. That's why I put it needs work. We're moving on. The Tickster? I I hope that's the Trickster zombie. This is a zombie, you made this. It's not the Tickster, is it? Surely I typoed that and it's meant to be the Trickster. The Trickster is a murderous role. Dark 1, but there's only one dark. Okay. I mean, sure. Dark 1, you give your card. That player becomes murderous and you become dark innocent. You can pick up this card in the future if it's revealed on the box during lights out. Passive 1, if this role returns to your hand, you're murderous again and everyone else gets their alignments reverted. Passive 2, if a player dies while this card is in front of them, they put it on the box. Champagne Supernova. Holy crap, what a musical reference, Champagne Supernova. Yeah, it's me. I'm live right now. Thank you, Champagne Supernova. I appreciate that. I forgot I even made this. This must have been made super close to when I first joined the server. I mean, it's roll number 98, so this is very early on. Look how high this scroll bar is. It's the tickler. So true. Um, let me think about this one for a second because this one has a lot going on. This one has a lot going on in it. Um, so yeah, if a player dies with this card in front of them, or if a player dies with this card, they put it on the box, and then you are able to pick it up. If this roll returns to your hand, you're murderous, and then everyone else gets their alignments reverted. I think that's actually probably the biggest problem with this roll is that people might not even know when they get their alignments reverted due to how like card on the box mechanics work. Because like yeah, people just might not know when their rolls get reverted, and if this affects everyone, like that's kind of a lot to keep track of for a single ability. Um, And also, really, what's really interesting, I mean, it's interesting, but it's confusing. It could lead to confusion, I guess, is you start murderous, but then you become dark innocent, right? That player becomes murderous and you become dark innocent. That is wild. I mean, it's wild because like you basically could create infinite murderous rolls and at the same time create infinite dark innocent rolls until you pick up your card again, in which case everyone reverts back to what they were originally. This definitely breaks the game in some way. I just don't know exactly what, okay? This definitely breaks the game in some way. Other than that, what's going on? Zombie doesn't even know what's going on with Zombie's role. That's funny. Well, Zombie, it's going in, it's broken, but at least you agree with me. Next up, we have The Gamer, a nun alignment by Smile. They have the survive objective. So a nun with the survive objective is not unheard of. There are a few of those, so nothing strange about that. New objective is use ability, and and the and the light ability is the last player to touch a plant dies. All right, your joke is funny. Your joke is very funny. But it is a joke. That is absolutely a joke. Moving on. Roll 100. Woo! We made it to roll 100. Ah! Uh, innocent? This this is a role called the Innocent, but they're part of the Dark Innocent alignment, and this was made by Sebe. They have a light ability. Give any amount of clue cards to another player. If they accept, you become immune to all abilities in the lights out phase as long as the recipient lives. If the killer kills the recipient, you know. Oh, if the killer kills the recipient, you know. And your dark ability triggers regardless of phase. You get all dropped clue cards from victims. If anyone dark ability is if anyone tries to kill you, they die instead. You get all clue cards and the roll card and abilities of that player. This is insane. What is going on here? So, first of all, giving your entire clue cards, right? Giving any amount, but like at max, you're giving all three of your clue cards to another player. And if they accept, which they really don't have a reason to not accept, I think, then you become immune to all abilities in the lights out phase as long as their recipient lives. So that paints a target on them, I guess. And then if the killer kills the recipient, you know. That is where the problem is, I think. If the killer kills the recipient, you know. Because how do you know? How do you know? Well, how does it get revealed that the killer killed the recipient? And it's specifically the killer, too. It's not any of the other roles that could kill, it's just the killer. And that's what makes this a little iffy. Your dark ability triggers regardless of phase. And you get all dropped clue cards from victims, implying that could be multiple victims of the killer. Like, is it all victims of the killer now? This is absurd. I think this is an absurd one. Do you know the way? Do you know the way, brother? Man, that's an old meme. Thanks for making me feel old. I just turned 25 not that long ago, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling 25 right now. I'm gonna put the Innocent in broken for what I feel like is obvious reasons, but I'm not going to try and list them. The Innocent. And that was by Sebe. Up next, the Phantom. None roll by Jack Doubt. And they have the defend objective. That's one that we know. We need to keep the player on your right alive. Okay, and they have a dark ability. You must be dead. Okay, so it's a kill ability that can only be used once if you're dead. If you fail your objective, you can't use this ability. This is a nerfed elemental. This is almost an elemental. This is very close to just straight up being an elemental, but this is an elemental that is less powerful than the actual elemental. Like the elemental, they're part of the none alignment. They have the defend objective. And then like but like yeah, so this only activates when you die. You get a kill ability, a one-time kill. And whereas the elemental gets multiple kills. It's almost like a reverse elemental. It's it's a buffed caregiver. It's so true. What the heck? So like so say yeah, if the Lil Pud, you're absolutely right about this. You're absolutely right. Yeah, because revives work with the defend, you will never gain this kill ability. Oh wait, no. Yeah, if you fail your objective. Oh wait, no. So yeah, this just doesn't exist. It's this portion of the ability that just doesn't exist because you can't fail before the game ends because revives can bring your defend target back to life, and then you would still be fine. Um, and then like the Yeah, I mean this is just like an inverse elemental where like, the elemental, their whole deal is if their defend target dies, they get a new objective and the ability to just go on a rampage. But with this one, it's like you need to die and you get a kill. It's interesting. It's interesting at least. I think I might actually put this in the I might put this in the where is it? Part of this is good. I think I'm gonna put this in part of this is good. The Phantom by Jack Doubt. A good tier idea, Orange. Pretty good tier idea. Next we have the Designated Survivor. A Dark Innocent by not Rick Astley-ish. They're only not Rick Astley a little bit, okay? Designated Survivor. They have a dark kill, can only be used if another Dark Innocent is dead. Passive, if you're killed, the player to your left dies instead. Broken. in a normal scenario, there is not more than one Dark Innocent. Like, I mean, there's at most two Dark Innocents because of the Private Eye technically being a Dark Innocent, but they have their own portion of the lights out. So there would be the Private Eye and you. So if the Private Eye dies, you can use your Dark Kill, which is pretty powerful for a Dark Innocent because Dark Kills are reoccurring kills, right? But that's only if the Private Eye dies, which is actually pretty common. I hate to say it, but the Private Eye dying is The private eye dying is pretty common. But if it's not the private eye, say it's not the private eye, then you wouldn't know when the other Dark Innocent dies. If there are other Dark Innocents in the game, you don't know when they die specifically, unless their role has already been revealed in some way, but that's not a guaranteed. And then the passive is just, I mean, it's funny. But I do think that this is broken. I do think that it is, I do think it's broken. It doesn't quite work. Designated Survivor by not Rick Astley-ish. Designated Survivor. Oh my gosh, hit TV show Survivor. What? You're extremely Rick Astley-ish? That's crazy. That's fatal, I've heard. Get well soon. um Next up we have the Kindler, another Lil Pud roll. Can Lil Pud make another great or better roll? Let's find out today. The Kindler, a non-alignment with the survive objective, again, not unheard of. New Kindler objective. Okay, so it's explained in the dark ability. Yeah. New, so there's the survive and the new Kindler objective. So there's two objectives that you got to complete. Dark, during the none portion of the lights out phase, you must give your roll card to another player face down. You die. If the recipient dies, they must reveal this card. You win if this card is revealed. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You win if this card is revealed. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. Hold on, though. How does this work? How does the survive objective work in this case? Because using your dark ability just kills you. The idea was a character with a forced death, making it more likely to die than frail. You have to bet on a contentious person. Yeah, I see the vision. I absolutely do see the vision. But this survive objective and the Kindler objective are in direct competition with each other. Oh, it's either. An either. Oh, an either one. Okay. I see. Okay. So it's an either or, just like the killer has, where they have the choice between their objectives. So we have survive, and you have that option always. Or if you see someone who is in a lot of like conflict with other players and you think that they're going to die, you have the Kindler objective, which is a risk because if you don't pick the right person and like they don't end up dying and revealing the card, then you have died and lost both of your objectives simultaneously, basically. The goal is to live either as a person or as an ember that attaches to another. Wow. That's deep. I kind of like the aesthetic. So knowing that this is or, I like this a lot. Gambling is so back. True. So true. Man, you know what? I think this is worthy. I think we actually I think you done it again, Lil Pud. I think you've done it again. I think Kindler is worthy. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Soon Balatro will infest the role ideas too. Surely not. Surely there won't be any Balatro roles. Fantastic job, Lil Pud. You know what you're doing. I like it when people make role art. I like it when people make role art for their own custom roles. Like that's pretty cool. And if I were to ever like add this in an expansion or something, like that'd be something that I would for sure reference. Like I would look at it and be like, what was the idea that they had here for this? You know? Like that's really neat. Um Up next is Zoom. Zoom again with the indecisive. Indecisive is none. They have the unknown objective, and they have a dark ability. Draw a card from the unused roll deck. The objectives on that card are your objectives. This one kind of runs into the problem. It runs into the problem that one of those earlier rolls had, where some of those objectives are impossible to complete without the necessary materials or cards or whatever. So I think that sort of runs into that same problem. It is broken. I totally, I totally spelt that right, actually. At least it's a pretty quick problem to identify, though, and I feel like that could be fixed with just some extra text that says something like, if you get this objective, eebity bleebity bleebity. You know what I mean? Oh no. Don't make all 150 Jokers and Massacards rolls. You're just gonna exhaust yourself, and then you're not gonna like Massacards anymore. Up next we have, ooh, this is a long one. Bomber, a nun roll by GML Gaming 007. New objective. You win if you use certain abilities. All roles with this objective need to use different abilities. Your target is found by your dark ability. Okay, so it's like this is just describing how this new objective works. It's similar to the kill your target objective, I guess. Light ability. Reveal your roll card. You must do this again next round. Okay. Weird. Dark ability. Kill two other players. Wow. Then die as well as them. You must use this ability in the round following the round you used your light ability the second time. I see what is happening here. So, and then the passive is if you're killed after you use your light ability, the player who killed you dies. Uh-huh. So I guess the objective I guess the objective of this is to use the dark ability, right? Because this light ability is just a ticking clock, basically. The whole point of this light ability is to just reveal it. Oh, in 2 rounds from now, the bomb is going to explode. And then the next round, you reveal it again. Oh, next round, or this lights out phase, even, the bomb is going to explode. And so then you kill two other players as well as yourself, similar to what the Wrecker does, and then um, but then if you're killed after you use your light ability by another player, it's like the Fool. Hmm. Weird that this is none. This feels very murderous to me. Uh, yeah, exactly. One person can defuse it, or you could do nothing and let it blow up two other people. And the scary thing is it's this player's choice. It's the bomber's choice on which two players they kill. It's not tied to the investigation or anything like that, like the Wrecker is. Um, like the bomber gets to choose. And Yeah, if you're yeah, this is very interesting. It's interesting to me that this is a nun role because it feels very murderous coded. And I feel like if it wasn't, I mean, this is a large game character. This is one character that would be most like applicable to larger games with higher player counts because this is a lot of people to kill and this is a lot of whatever else going on. I think it's good. I think it's good. It might even be great, actually. I think the gimmick is fun. I like the way that the light ability is used. I like how there's always consequences no matter what, basically, because at least one person is going to die from this bomb no matter what. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put that in great. I think that's great. Um, Bomber. And who's that was GML Gaming 007. Not gonna type all that in. Oops. Okay. Next up, the automation innocent roll by Elaf. Light. After you have been killed, swap places with a player of your choice and activate your passive. And your passive is you, as well as the two players closest to you, die. Why would you, as an innocent player, want that? Because chances are you do not know who the killer is when this happens to you. like, mm, having an innocent role just kill two players. Hmm. Not sure how I feel about that one. I think it's mid. Like the whole swapping places thing, it makes sense to me because in that way, like you're basically trying to just choose the best position for you, but like what are the odds that what are the odds that like you don't know what are the odds that you know the players that you need to kill with this? Like I think you're going to do more harm than good. And maybe that's part of the point. Maybe the part of the point is to do more harm than good, but I don't know. It still seems pretty powerful regardless, like a little borderline too powerful. Oh, it's called Automaton in Discord. How that's funny. Lol. I like how some of you guys like command F the chat there. Keep up with me. That's pretty funny. Um yeah, I think I'll put it in I think I'll put it in mid. I think I'll put it in mid. Oops. And that was an LF. An LF special. Question about deity of acceptance. They honestly seem pretty weak compared to the other roles mechanically, or is it stronger than what I thought? Huh? Deity of acceptance? Weak? Hold on. What do you mean? I need to yank deity of acceptance out of my Massacards box here real quick. Deity of acceptance. So you must be dead, and then you have a light ability to play this card and point at another player. If that player has killed another player, they die. It's gambling. Oh, deity of anger. You meant deity of anger. Sorry. Hold on. I got deity of anger right here. Okay, so deity of anger. So yeah, you must be dead to use the ability, and then you play this card to kill the player on your left and the player on your right. Um, Yeah, that seems pretty like it's. I would say that there are other deities that are more powerful than that, but um, and yeah, like not having the ability to control who you're sitting next to is one thing, but having a double kill just in general is pretty powerful. That's why there aren't many characters with that ability. Um, think of the Survivor. Survivor can kill two players, but there's always a caveat or like a twist, except for the Beast. The Beast is the one that can just straight up kill two players. Anything is more powerful than the Disciple. um. So, anyways, we're is this the indecisive again? Wait, no, it's a different indecisive by GML Gaming. Okay, a different indecisive. Indecisive, neutral to murderous slash dark innocent. So it's a neutral role that can transform into murderous or dark innocent depending on things, I suppose. And it's by GML Gaming. The objective is to survive or conquer enemies, so you get the choice. Interesting. Um, Light, play this card and publicly change your alignment to murderous or dark innocent. You cannot use this ability if doing so would result in a game end. You cannot use this ability after using your dark ability. And your dark ability is a single kill. And your passive is you cannot open your eyes during the lights out phase unless you use one of your abilities. Oh, so it's just you can only open your eyes if you're using abilities. I see. Okay. And yeah, so you got to kill a neutral with a kill, and then you could just decide to change to murderous or dark innocent at any time, but it's public. Hmm. Yeah, no, good point, guys. How would you know if doing so would trigger a game end or not? You probably wouldn't know in a good chunk of cases. It would have to be really specific. Hmm. I mean, would it be that bad if this whole part of it was just removed? So it's just play this card to publicly change your alignment to murderous or dark innocent, and then you cannot use this if you use your dark. I don't see what's wrong with that. I don't see any major problems cropping up because of that one. And this is interesting. The passive is interesting as well because it like gives you a limited amount of time. It gives you a one-time thing because like it's only when you use your kill that you can do this. You can open your eyes. I don't know. I think I'll have to put that in the part of this is good. Yeah. I think I'll do that. Indecisive, and that's another GML gaming. Nothing too wrong with that, I don't think. Uh Next is the apparition. Haunting. Ah, we have another new alignment. What's the haunting alignments deal? Haunting. Objective is to kill players. Hmm? What? Also, this is the only role in this entire document that the Deadcraft made with the haunting alignment. That's pretty funny. Okay. So the apparition So like is what? Yeah, yeah, yes. What? Uh, mm, uh, mm, uh. So yeah, the whole goal of the haunting is to just kill other players. So yeah, this objective makes sense. Kill one player. And the dark ability is to kill, but you need to be dead. So you just want to die so you can kill a player and then win? I think haunting alignment is just none with extra steps. I mean, at this point, with there being only one haunting alignment member on this entire document, it says you have to kill one player. Yeah, it says it right here. Kill one player. And all you need to do is die to kill one player, basically. It seems pretty easy. It seems pretty easy. I mean, yeah, this one wouldn't hurt from just being made a non-alignment that um a non-alignment that has the this new objective of just killing one player. Uh, the intent to be. Yeah, well, it would. I feel like this alignment would make more sense if there actually was more than one haunting alignment member, but apparently there isn't, unless there's like a document that the Deadcraft made out there somewhere that explains that. But yeah, as it is, I think it functions. I think it's fine, but I don't think it needs to be a whole new alignment just to accomplish this. You know. And there's a lot of stuff that's like very similar to this in Massacards base. I'm gonna put it in mid. I think it's mid. Um, Apparition, and that's by wait, I forgot the dead. That's the Deadcraft. Yeah. The dead craft. um, Up next we have the Observer. Neutral, another one by GML. And this was designed for Grandest Party Edition. Yeah, okay, so I'm. Wait, what? GP, Grandest Party Edition game mode. Yeah, so that's new. That's new that they must have made this. I'm gonna put it in the game mode one right now. Um, just because that's where they go. Observer. And then this is GML Gaming. I'm just going to copy their name. Yeah, and this is just a thing. I'm not looking at the game modes, but I'm just going to look at it for itself right now. Dark. During any portion of the lights out phase, you can place this card face up, even during mini lights out phases. You cannot tell anyone what you see. Huh? Okay. So okay, so you're just using the card, placing the card down as an excuse to activate it, right? With your eyes open, and you cannot tell anyone what you see, and it can even work during mini lights out phases. That's the most interesting part of that effect, is that it can work during mini lights out phases, but there aren't that many roles that trigger mini lights out phases, so it's not going to be overly abundantly useful unless you build a scenario around it. You cannot tell anyone what you see. That's an iffy restriction. It's a little iffy. I don't know. I think it functions, but I think it's also mid because it doesn't seem overly useful. I feel like that'd be a pretty rare trigger for that to be working in the way that I think that GML Gaming is imagining with this. Um, so oh wait, yeah, I already put it. I already put it in that tier. I don't need to put it anywhere else. Up next, up next is the Electrician. Dark Innocent, another one by GML Gaming. Light 1 stops all light abilities and immediately triggers the lights out phase. And Light 2 adds one more round to the game. Absolutely not. I mean, if the implication is that this is a choice, right? Like you have to pick either Light 1 or Light 2. Uh just a free one more round to the game. Like why wouldn't you just why is this Dark Innocent when all it has is light abilities? Just notice that. Um like so yeah, like Light 2 adding one more round to the game. Like why wouldn't you just trigger that right away for free? You know? Like why not why wouldn't you just use that immediately at the beginning of the game? Weird. But then like the stopping all light abilities, that's a weird one. Like, but just with the way that light abilities function in Massacards is like the whole deal is you play them and then they activate, and like if other light abilities are played in quick succession after that, it's always like the order that they get placed that they get activated. And this light ability sort of goes against that in a way. Um but yeah, I don't know. I think it's broken powerful. I think it's too good. Too good. I can totally spell. Oh my gosh, I can totally spell though. I can spell so good actually. You'd be outed as electrician when you could cover for witness. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Another GML Gaming special, the Switcher, an unknown alignment member, designed for double roll mode. Okay, so this is going in. This is going straight into game mode, and this is another another GML Gaming. All right, does this function outside of its game mode? New objective: give this card away and do the objectives of your other card. So this one completely, I mean, I'm just making assumptions here. So this is like a double roll thing where you get rid of one card and now you just have one roll card and you need to complete the objectives on that one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like that game mode seems a little silly in the context of Massacards. But it does not function at all in a normal game, so that ain't gonna fly. Nope. Next up is Mirage, non-alignment by Sci-I. Designed for Mirage mode. Another, okay, so we have another game mode rule here. Sure. They have the rival objective. Oh, the rival objective. So just as a reminder, I'm going to read it verbatim from my rules here. The rival objective. The rivalry. You win if you are responsible for the most kills during the game. Easy enough to remember. Only the rival has that objective so far, so this would be a rare occurrence here. Um, Dark is kill that can only be used on someone who responded to something you said during the other phases. Getting killed this way doesn't trigger the die win. There's a problem. Because if there's anything special about a kill, and this is important to remember when you're writing roles, right? If you people in the chat are writing roles, is that if a kill has anything special about it, it needs to be a give your card kill, right? And because this is implied. Is this implied to be someone responded? I suppose this could be a one-time kill. I mean, because it would be a one-time thing because you would have to give your card to do this, but it doesn't specify give your card. But in order for this to function, it would have to be a give your card, and then you wouldn't be able to use this roll more than once, which would go against the rival objective pretty hard. Because the rivalry objective, it's all about getting multiple kills and many kills, more than anyone else. But you would only realistically get to use this once. So this part of the ability would have to be removed. But like the whole the social aspect of this, I think is interesting. But I feel like this also doesn't quite fit in with Massacards gameplay thematically. I don't know how else to describe that. Uh, it just doesn't quite fit in. But either way, it is broken. Sorry, Sai. I'm afraid that yeah, the Mirage is broken. I already put that in the game mode thing, but maybe it's fixed in Mirage mode, but it does not work in regular mode, normal mode. Up next is the Conspirer, None by Zoom. They have the Find Witness objective. No way. They have no abilities. Doesn't have to be dead to guess and can win alongside other alignments. What? Okay. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. So the Conspirer, they get a last stab, basically. They get a last stab that they can use at any time, not just when they die. And they can win alongside other alignments. So assuming that the killer is still alive, or like if the conspirer dies before the killer, this would be a guaranteed murderous win essentially, unless the killer's alignment got changed or something similar to that. They win if they know the witness at end of game. Yeah, that is what it is. I mean, but it's not even at end of game. But like you don't have to be dead. It doesn't have to be dead to guess, and it can win alongside other alignments. If this is meant to be end of game, there would need to be more. There would need to be more specifics here, I think, in order for this to work fully. Because like if there are two find witness objectives, which one does go first? That's a good question, Orange. Like, does the killer guess first, or does the conspirer guess first? And if this doesn't trigger at the end of the game, because like you don't have to be dead to guess, like, so doesn't that mean like in theory you could just guess at any time? I don't know. I mean, for how it's written, I think it's broken, but I think there's something interesting to be found here. I kind of want to put it in part of this is good. I want to put it in part of this is good. Uh what is this? Eyeball emoji. Eyeball emoji. All stats are eyeball emoji. Oh yeah. Ooh, your joke is funny. Eyeball emoji. And that one is that's LF. Because LF and evolved cactus are the same. Very funny. Um and then up next we have the Exterminator Murderous by GML Gaming. Designed for Super Grandest Party Edition game mode. Yeah, so this is a game mode one. All right. Oops. Exterminator. And this is just getting copy pasted. What's going on with it? Killer, but they can kill two people with the light ability and guess twice. Extremely loud, incorrect buzzer. That is super overpowered. That is insanely overpowered for one person to be able to guess twice. That ain't gonna work. Sorry, GML Gaming. We have another one for the Super Grandest Party Edition game mode. Guard. I'll put it in here. Guard by GML Gaming. I already have that name pasted. Why do I keep copying it? So the guard is a Dark Innocent, same as Private Eye, but can use Dark ability twice and doesn't have to reveal themselves. Well, that just kind of breaks the game a little bit, so that's not going to work either. I wasn't here for the first half hour, but was my role the only one that got described as this breaks something, but we don't know how or what? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. There have been a lot of broken rolls today, is what I mean to say. I mean, like, how many are there that we got broken? These ones. Trickster is the one that you haven't broken right now from today. So maybe, I don't know. I don't think that was in the first half hour, but I guess I'm not certain. Next up is The Rememberer by Rude Quartz. Oh hey, Rude Quartz, are you still here? We have The Rememberer. They're innocent. And they have two passives. Passive 1 is your eyes can be open always. Okay. Very, very powerful. Passive 2, you can't talk or gesture unless another ability forces you. And your light ability is to die, and then you can talk and gesture until the end of the round. Whoa. Okay. Rude Quartz, I am so sorry, but this is broken, busted, broken open, busted open, broken, beebity beebity. Okay, so like I'm gonna present the hypothetical of if your eyes can always be open and you just survive for one round, you open your eyes and you get to see what everyone does during the first lights out phase. So now you know what everyone's alignment is. Then on the beginning of the second round, you die. You use your light ability to die, and then you just tell everyone who the murderous roles are immediately, or just like I think that'd probably be the play, is to just say like who the murderous roles are, so that like people have like the best chance of um the best chance of getting the kill on the killer, and then the game ending as quickly as possible. Because like if the killer just starts swinging after that point, like that probably won't be good for the innocent team, but I think the innocent team would have a very good chance of just insta winning with this ability. Now that I remember, it is broken. I'm glad you understand why. I'm putting rememberer in broken. I'm so sorry, Rude Quartz. Rememberer. Oh, quartz. Up next is something that doesn't have a name, but it's an innocent roll by Surreal Math. And if you survive, you cannot guess the witness. What does that mean? Oh, wait, if you survive, the killer cannot guess the witness. I misread it the first time. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. If you survive, the killer cannot guess the witness. So this is like just a nullifier of that win condition. It's interesting. That is interesting. No last stab if they live. That's yeah, that is what it is. Huh. I think mechanically it's pretty good. I think mechanically it's actually alright. It's one of those like it's one of those things though, like if the killer gets the conquer enemies objective or the survive objective, they don't need the find witness objective, right? Um yeah, so I guess it really all depends on what the killer decides to do. Mechanically, I think it's interesting. I think I'm gonna put it in good. I feel like there may be a problem with it, but I don't know I don't know for sure. I don't know. Question mark question mark question mark by Surreal Math 1. Surreal Math. I have a hard time dealing with normal math. Up next is the Attention Seeker. None alignments by Cringy Lol. They have the survive objective, nothing wrong with that. And they have a new objective. Have both the killer and the witness say your name 5 times out loud. Passive can open their eyes during the vision. No. I'm putting in that one and does not fit like right away. That's a weird one. It's mechanically it doesn't mesh well with Massacards. Like all like that's a weird one. That's atten- attention seeker. I don't know. I feel like that would be one that would be like pretty obvious if you were trying to get away with it. Cringy lol. It just doesn't fit the gameplay style of Massacards as much as I would like it to. So I'm putting it straight into it does not fit. um Next is the Harlequin, a non-alignment by Sci-I. They have the die objective, so very thematically fool-coded. Passive, if you die, the players on either side of the player who killed you die. Wow. So this is just like a fool but altered and also more and less powerful at the same time. I I I okay, so obviously it's very similar to the fool. But like the whole thing with the fool is like the revenge, you know? Like the whole thing is the oh, you killed me? You made the wrong choice and then you just like get zapped by a pink lightning bolt, right? And like that's crazy, cool. But with this one it's like the player who did the kill gets no consequences. Like sure the Harley Quinn gets the win, but then what? Like two like bystanders die. And like the person who did the kill just has to live with that guilt, I guess. I don't know. Mechanically, I think it's sound. I don't think there's any problems with it. I just think it's a little too similar to the Fool minus the point, I guess. Um, so I'm putting it in mid. Not Harley Quinn. It's Harley Quinn. And that's a Psi-I. Just a little too similar to the Fool. Okay, Greg. I believe in Greg so much right now. Greg can do it. I know Greg is capable of making something good. I believe in Greg. Uh, Sprite. Want a Sprite cranberry? Sprite. They're neutral. Passive. When your first clue card is revealed, reveal your role. If weapon, gain light kill. Ah, oh, I see. So it's the different types of clue card. If you reveal your weapon clue card, you gain a light kill. If it's the evidence clue card, reveal another clue card. If it's the item clue card, then nothing happens. Passive 2. If another player dies, they can look at everyone's clue cards and then come back to life. If they die again, dang it, Greg. Greg, no. Greg had me. Greg had me until looking at everyone else's clue cards. That's insane. I'm putting it in part of this is good because this is interesting mechanically. Like the depending on which thing you reveal, I think that could be used to greater effect. But that second part just absolutely derails everything. Oh, Greg. Oh, no. Is that Greg's last one? Oh, no. No, Greg. Greg gave up. Well, you know what? At least Greg has two things in part of this is good, so maybe some of Greg's mechanical things could come back in the far future at some point. Actually, someone do that. Someone, if you feel up to it, try looking at Greg's medium and Greg's sprite, and try and use the functional parts of those mechanics to make a role that uses it like well. You know what I mean? Up next is the sprite. Oh no, the smart, not the sprite. Greg, rejoin the Massacards community and make a new role. You can do it. I believe in Greg so much. If Greg ever decides to return, if Greg is watching this right now, Greg, I believe in you. I believe in you so much. So I have received a text from my friends that we will be playing Deltarune very soon. I'm gonna do up until 125, roll 125, and then I'll be done. All right. So next we have the Smart, which is a nun roll by Sai. They have the survive objective. And the passive is to come back to life if the player who killed you dies. Simple, simple but good. Simple but good. I like this a lot. I'm putting it in great, straight up like it. That's so simple, but like yeah, that's just yeah. I'm putting that in great. Like it, there's no elaboration needed on that one, honestly, because it just makes sense. um, Up next we have the well fed, an innocent roll by Roto. Is that a new face? I think it might be a new face. Passive. If you're killed by a hungry, reveal your roll card. That hungry can't use abilities for the rest of the game. That is broken because that is not how being devoured works. This goes directly against the devoured thing. I'm putting it in it's broken. um the well fed, and by well, how do you spell Roto? Um yeah, remember how being devoured works. That is the key. Devouring is pretty simple. um Judge Innocent by Dodo Burb. Light ability is you pick a player, count to 3, and vote yes or no by raising your hand. Judge always votes yes. If there is a tie or a majority votes yes, the player dies and reveals their alignment. If their alignment is innocent or dark innocent, the judge dies as well. Another voting role. I think this is different from the ones that we've seen before, but generally speaking, the voting roles are good. Um, and this one works, right? Player dies and reveals their alignment. That's pretty powerful. But like, if generally speaking, like voting roles are fine. They're fine. And I think if I were to make like an official expansion of Massacards, I would want to include at least one voting role because that's something that I have not represented about hidden role games just in general in Massacards, and I think that's a missed opportunity. Um, Up next is and this will be the last one for the day. The Tyrant, a murderous role by the Dead Craft. They have a light ability to choose a player, and then all abilities used this round must be used on that player. And then they have a dark kill. Yeah. I mean, like, I, for the most part, I feel like this would be a sort of an indirect don't use any abilities this round sort of thing, unless you really wanted to use your ability on one specific person. I don't know, like people can see this coming. I think it'd be better if somehow it was like a secret, like like which player you were using your abilities on, or like whether this ability was active at all in some way. Like like I think it could be better, but it's not broken. It's definitely functional. I'm going to put it in good. I think that's good. There's definitely some shenanigans that can take place. Um but yeah, like I yeah, I there's nothing wrong with it. I just think there could be more, or like it could be changed slightly to function better within the context of the game. Dead crap though, they have some good ideas. Um and I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it there. Uh Started at about 2:30, like I don't know, just before 2:30, and now we're like just before 5:30. So yeah, great progress this stream. I think that's double the original amount of reviewed roles. That's crazy. That's awesome. Um, Thank you all for being here. I really am happy that I was able to do this today. I've been really aching to do this. I love talking about these Massacards roles, but I'm a busy guy. I have a lot of stuff. I'm still working on those wild cards and like all the Massacards projects that I have going right now simultaneously are crazy. Expect the roll videos to start rolling out. Maybe not one a day, but pretty close to one a day. Um, this weekend, like Friday or Saturday. I mean, expect that to start then. And then after that, we'll see. But until then, I'm just gonna keep on working on my videos and working on the amalgam and working on the Massacards gameplay videos. That's going to be something that'll happen eventually. Um, but yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you to those of you whose roles I reviewed today for being here as well. Long-term fans are very cool, and I tend to remember those of you who show up to everything I do. I appreciate all of you. Um, have a fantastic night. I'm gonna go play some Deltarune.